Right. G'day, good thanks. Alright, video 2 of my workshop reno. And this one is going viral. My mum saw the first video and she was so proud of me. She couldn't believe it only got 33 views, but I said to her, Mum, the second one is going viral. The comments have been coming in droves and I feel the support, and also the attention is a little bit much, but I want to support my fans and their needs. They want the second video, so I'm here to give it. I've got my big list of things to get through today, and as you can see, there's a bunch of tools on the wall behind me. I've got all this power tools, hand tools. I've got some resin pigments and dyes behind me and all bits and pieces that I'll be using to create in this space. People have been in my DMs, hitting up in the comments saying, Lambo, we need more. Where's the second video? How's the workshop going? Guys, you got to understand, I'm just one man, right? So it takes time to do these things, and I'm sloth-like at the best of times. And sure, I've got my video assistant who's in today, which is great, yep. But apart from me and the video assistant and my lighting guy also helps out with, you know, getting me looking half decent on camera. A three-man band really, plus the production manager, who thankfully, go and show the production manager, rocked up today, even though he was late. All right, that's enough of him. He doesn't really have the face for camera. That's me. And, you know, we're here pushing out this content. Second video, workshop, reno. I hope you enjoy. So I've just cleared the workbench off, and I was really looking forward to getting these shelves off, because as you can see, this is the shadow line. Look what happens when I get rid of this shelf. Now the full table's back in light, which is much better. Just getting rid of those shelves has made it so much better. Very happy to have much more lighting here on which to work on things. It's pizza and planks night. I've got plywood here ready to go up on the walls, but before I do that, I'm going to put a couple of up and down, not horizontal, not portrait, what do you call that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a few planks along this wall and glue them to the brick, and then tomorrow I'll screw the plywood into those planks where they're marked out, and it'll all look quite nice and neat. So it's either going to be the jigsaw or hand saw. But that's alright, mate. It's only 9 PM. You're only going to piss off the whole neighbourhood, right? So just measure it up, mark it out, and cut it, alright? Get it done, glue it up, have a shower, go to bed, mate, alright? Stop mucking around. Yeah. 24 times 3, 246, 4, 8, 12, 7,200, right? And the idea is that these will go along here, glue them on, and then tomorrow I'll put the ply up and fix into these. I'll do this one and see what I think I'm in for. Am I going to have to tape it on to help it stay up there for a moment? Masking tape there, just in case. Get it off, you bastard. That's the go. The key is get it all over your hands as soon as possible, and then work messy. That's my mantra. And these, for me, they don't have to be perfect. Is that going to do the trick? It's dodgy as all hell, but I reckon that'll work. The reason I'm not drilling the ply straight into the wall is because we get a lot of moisture and a lot of damp coming through. That allows me for some cavity behind because I get some effervescence. Alright, they are glued up, taped up just to hold them in place. It's definitely not carpenter spec, but you know what? I'm not a carpenter, so it's to my spec, which is, she'll be right. Come back tomorrow, bit of that plywood, mark out where they are, flick some lines, screw them in. Mate, you're laughing, alright? Alright. Now I'm just running some cabling to get power over at my workbench. As you can see, put the cable tie through that Christmas tree mount and line up your cable, pull it tight, and now that's fixed. Rinse and repeat. Because I'm not quite OCD, but I do like things done nicely. I drove those home and then just came back with the Phillips head and squared them all up. It's not necessary, but the little details that make the difference. I've just got these two ply panels up on the wall. They're fixed and anchored in. It's the exciting but daunting part of deciding where tools go. I've written out a list of, a lot of my common used tools and other things, like whether they're not hand tools, they might just be pens and pencils or brushes or paints. So now it's figuring out, well, where am I going to put those? And part of my brain is like fear of making a decision in case it's wrong, but I've got to throw caution to the wind and know that it's not going to be right, and I've just got to set out and do it. And as I start to work in this space more, then I can realize, okay, no, this needs to live over here and blah, blah, blah. Along here, I don't want to have shelves and stick out because that's what was an issue last time. Along this wall, it's going to mostly be things that are just going to hang on the wall and stay close and not cast too much of a shadow. And then as we head back this way along the wall, then I can hang bigger tools. Maybe my hand tools will be along here, my cordless tools I mean, and then have some more shelving so that I can put some more bulkier items. That seems to make more sense to me. And just keep doing that, mate. Just keep putting screws in and bloody chucking things up on the wall. Move it. There you go. For my little clear perspex square here. Mount this onto the wall just with a screw in the middle of it there. Maybe I can glue it. Yeah, I could glue it on. Me more cowboy than you. So I've just drawn out a slot to where the ruler part of this combination square can slot into, just to home it in a bit more so that it's not falling off. I might just cut that with a handsaw. No vise in the shop yet, so we improvise with a double clamp setup. with a combination of preliminary cut just with the timber saw, hand saw, and then I use my Stanley knife to whittle it down and open it up a bit further, and then I just use the ruler and run it through a couple times just to make sure the width and the depth is fully there. Now it sits in quite nice, and it actually grabs it a little bit. That'll be a humdinger. Now I just got to put a bit of glue on. Yeah, the flashing LEDs not fantastic, but what is a man to do? Oh, after all that, I did change the blade grain direction. Now I've got grain going that way and grain going that way. Oh well, mate, it's just a workshop. Oh my god. Yeah, that'll work. Well, for a first attempt, let's make for some very nice pocket holes. It's going to go up with the shelving here to hold my resin dyes. Space those pocket holes out evenly. Now just run some screws in there. Bob's your uncle, Mary, or maybe Bob's your aunt now, and Mary's your uncle. That's gonna look fucking beautiful. Score a line. Try and keep it somewhat level, but you know, rarely tends to work for me these days. How's this gonna go? You reckon? It's a long shaft you got, mate. Wow, those are beautiful. God damn. Shelves for days. Little itty bitty baby shelves. Sorry I'm blocking the screen, you can't see anything. How about I move this? Now it's upside down. Yeah, I'll fix it. Right. Got our browns. Olive brown, honey brown, autumn brown, chocolate brown, black, smoke grey. And so these are all the translucent dyes that I use in my resin artworks. And then you can see up here, these are the solid opaque pigments, and you only use the tiniest touch of that and it fully colours out your resin. Whereas these, a few drops will add colour to the resin, but the resin will still stay clear. Comprehende, Jose, fluorescent orange, bright orange, mandarin, fluorescent lime, avocado green, Kelly green, emerald green, Aztec gold, fluorescent yellows, lemon yellow, limoncello, brilliant blue, poly super blue, turquoise. My power tools like to live on the edge, so I made some shelves for them. I'm in the process of figuring out making a holder for the circular saw. I was struggling to get it sort of solid, but you just chuck an extra 100 screws in it and it's safe as houses, mate. Screw there, screw there, screw there, screw there, screw, 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 sorted. So I reckon that's gonna hold up well. Now I gotta make a similar thing for the jigsaw, and that'll go here or something. Here's a rack shelf I made out of spare wood that I had lying around just to hold all my different drill bits and keep them organised right on hand. So as you can see, I've just fixed this DeWalt battery charger up, but it's only on 2 screws as they go. So I'm going to use this bit of Velcro, a couple of screws and washers, and then I'll fix that over there like that. She'll be snug as, mate. Snug as a bug in a rug. Theoretically, charger in here, connect the Velcro in, and I can get it as tight as I want, then that charger is secure. So I grab him, I put him, there we go. I am going to make up a little holder for my cordless 5-inch grinder cutter. What I'm going to do is hang it upside down, create a little fork thing. And I've taken some measurements. So all I did was put this up against the wall, and with my stick measure I just went, alright, well there's 100 mil and blah blah blah. Drew up a little design. So now cut it out, apply, blah 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 and blah blah blah. Yeah. That goes, and then we end up with that. Around that, around that. Okay. You can turn the power on, James. Doesn't work as good like that. There you go. Now we use the circ. Got some straight lines, man. I'm walking in a straight line. That's it. And that is why I love the pocket hole jig. So now I can put this up on the wall, glue, bung a couple screws, glue and screw, baby. There you go. That'll do. There's your 5-inch holder. So I got this vise here. I got this and a timber vise for 40 bucks. And this one's good because it's got this pivot base. So I've chucked it right in the corner of my workbench. I've drilled through the holes and now I'm gonna fix her in place. And then I'll have this tabletop vise ready to go and the timber working vise right next to sort of my seating area for more detailed stuff. So I've got to fit her up. When it's on, I'll turn those, loosen them a bit, slide around there, slip that guy in there. Oh. Sweet. There you go. that is a vise. This is the timber working vise that I got. It's bloody beautiful. I cleaned it up a little bit. I changed the original old crappy bits of wood that were in there and put these new bits of Oregon in, and then just channeled out the front of the workbench and bolted her in place. She's good to go. All right, that'll do. We're a bit over 20 minutes now. Looking back over this whole video, favorite tool would have to be this guy, the little Craig pocket hole jig. It gives a really good solid connection from, you know, one piece of wood to the other. I would just use that in conjunction with glue. If it was a heavy thing, I put a little L bracket underneath plus some pocket hole screws. But yeah, the Craig pocket hole jig has been unreal. I've really enjoyed using that. One thing I picked up in my travels that I'm looking forward to using is this cute as hell little, I think it's like a jewellery vise. And I've got to set this guy up. That'll be the third vise in the workshop here. I found it in a little antique store. Just how goddamn gorgeous this is, and as a dainty little vise, I'm really keen to get that set up on the workshop bench and see what future projects that this will come in handy. Future videos from me, you can expect art for the most part. I'll be making all sorts of things, whether it's drawing, painting, making strange sculptures and resin pieces. You may see me get out into the garden, maybe some stuff to do with the workshop down here. Generally being creative and being a maker. I said this one was going to go viral, so if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Say hi to your mum for me. See you around the traps.